good evening, good evening. I'm hoping you are all doing super great this week and you've had a blessed week, and it's time to get into the charts. All right, it's time to get back into the charts. The New York session has opened and we already have made an interesting factor on the New York session. So there might actually be a trade today. Aren't we excited? We are excited. So, without me blabbering along, let's get into the charts. So we are here in the charts. So we are here in the charts. Yes. So as we normally do for the 15-minute candle, we are going to make this bigger so you guys can all see it, right? So you guys can all see it. We have started New York. So what do? We get our lovely box and we take it from the 15 minutes to the bottom and we relabel it, but we don't need to extend it to the right. We just need our orb. Okay, so we make it bigger, and we do it for, oh, that's USDJPY. Sorry, USDJPY. Now we're going to do it for the Oxy, for the XAUUSD, which is gold. So let's put it in for the gold. Okie dokie. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, that seems to be perfect. Oh. Template. Over 15 a minute. So we are just hanging on there. Just hanging on there. Let us see what is going to happen tonight in the charts. So, what I have realized is that for some of you who don't know, okay, the higher time frames are more trustworthy than the lower time frames. So when you are doing your analysis, always start at the higher time frames. So that's what we're going to do tonight first. All right, we're going to have a look at the higher time frames. So with gold, let's go on to the 4-hour. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see from here, higher, lower, low, higher, high, lower, low, higher, high, lower, low, higher, high, and now we are making a lower low, right? But it is not currently coming downwards. So, but it is also coming in a key area of support or supply and demand on the 4-hour. So you got to be careful of this area, because this is an area where it could reverse back up or it could break totally through. All right, so you can see here this happened again. It broke through, but with a strong candle, right? It broke through with a strong candle, went up, came down, went up, came down, and now we went up again. But there could be more space to come into this area again, or it could come here to take out this low. So we moved down to the 2-hour. Okay, we moved down. This was a huge change of character over here. So it came up into the change of character. It might be going down because that's what it's looking like, right? So now we can see, okay, so we are looking for sales. We are not looking for buys at the moment because it came. All right. Yes, it broke structure to the upside over here. Okay, but it did not cause a change of character on the 2-hour. On the 4-hour, also, it did not cause a change of character. It actually caused a new change of character over here. Okay, so if we carry on going down to the 1-hour, we have now on the 1-hour, we have a new change of character. Only on the 1-hour. So they all need to be on each time frame in order to make a conscious decision. Okay, so here, even here on the 1 hour, this was a change of character to the downside. Okay, this is a change of character on the 1 hour to the upside. What I think it's going to do, it is now taken out all these highs over here. I think it could, these are two instances that could happen. All right, it could come back into the supply area over here, boom, to go back up, boom. Oh, so this is the bullish, okay, this is the bullish outcome to go back up again, okay. Or it could break through here, come back up, hit the support area to go back down. Now this is the bearish outcome of this chart at the moment. Yellow, I mean red. It's been a long week. Long week. All right. So those are on the 1 hour time. So we moved on to the 30 minutes. See, we move over to the 30 minutes. See, I had a specific area that I was looking at, and this is the area that I'm looking at. So it might come down to go up, or it might go down to come up again to go down. So these are the outcomes that we could have a look at. All right. So now the 15 minutes, has it broken through yet? No, it hasn't. But on the 15-minute, it also has made another change of character. Okay. But we have to be careful, because what is the incentive of the market? Is the incentive, I made a change of character because I was coming into this area again over here, okay? This area right over here to go back up? Or is it the incentive of, okay, now I've changed my mind, I'm going in the downward direction? Okay, so that is why multi-time frame analysis is very important. So you can have idea what is the bias of the market at the moment. All right, so that is what we're looking at tonight. That's for gold. We've done our analysis. I'm still waiting to see if it is going to carry on to go down. Okay, or is it not going to break the orb? Because obviously the orb has this long line that came over here, this candle over here. Okay, let's just move this guy to over here. Okay, so we can see what is the candle looking like. Okay, so we're just going to watch the candles and see and observe what they're doing. Okay, all right, so then USDJPY. What is the USDJPY doing? See, USDJPY made a candle, is already going bullish again. So we shall see. Is it going to, because the change of character occurred in the London session, and it even popped in again. But did it pop in enough? Because what happens, it can always come back to the change of character. I've noticed that it comes back a multiple. Like it comes back when it first breaks it. Okay, it first came in a little bit, but it also came in. It also went in all the way down. But look, oh no, we have so much space over here. So this could come back down just to come back into the 15-minute change of character, or to where this is not this fair value gap. All right, where buyers came in and pushed the market hard enough that there was no room to come back. So sellers have left this area open. So there might be many more orders in this area over here. Okay, this area over here. So from here to there. So we can make a little blocky too, also to make a note that this area is still open right here. Okay, but we're going to change the color of that, so we know it's a different type of box. All right, different type colored box. Let's change the color. Now we are back. Okay. Always with these technological difficulties, I don't like them. So yeah, so we are back in the charts. Yeah. If you're in the chats, I hope you are doing well. If you're in the chat, always good to see people in the chat. Yes. All right. Give me a hello from where you at and what you are trading tonight. So we are just watching the charts like a good patient person. Okie dokie. So I was going to change the color background. Let's make it a green light. So we know that this pay value up. Pay value up. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. See, I just want to show you the JPY. It shot higher than anything in one day. It went right up there. Huh? How big a move is that? That is a big, big move, yeah? Big, big move. Let's go back to XA. Let's do GBP USD as well. We have also another change of character on the 15 minutes. But now, interesting. Okay. New York session opened here. Right, it's on this line, that area line. There we go. So it might be coming. Let's see what happens. Is it going to reject this area? Or because it's a change of character, it was just mitigating it. To go down more, see? Because it has has a long way to go down. Interesting. We shall see if this support line holds. Oh, this was another one. Can delete that for now to see what happens on GBP USD as well. All right, see what happens as well. Is there a bit of rejection? Let's go back down to the 5 minute. Interesting. 1 minute. Interesting. Is this change of character going to be valid? Or are we just going to go back up here? What is happening on the 5 minute? There is some rejection. Some rejection. Just chilling in our boxes at the moment. Chilling in our boxes. Up, so daisy. Look at that. It had a nice perfect rejection. So, oh, interesting. So if we're a little bit earlier, we could have caught that. But let's see how it reacts. Break of structure. Came into that break of structure on the 1 minute. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Taps out to go for going back up. We are looking. We are still looking. Interesting. Mm, 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 mm. We have just gone through this. Interesting. Because we did take out new London highs, because obviously these were all the London highs. Okay, let's see if it finishes the 1 minute outside the box. Dude. In the 1 minute, in the 3 minutes. Okay. The 1 minute. The 1 minute made a change of character. Interesting. The reason why I say sometimes the 1 minute time frame for the change of character, especially, can be a little bit how can I say, non-confirming, because sometimes this is just to get back into the breakup structure, okay, because they did not have a classification of breakup structure, but it could be a relevant change of character that could cause it to change the directional bias for us to get into a trade. So you see there is some rejection on that candle, because you can see this candle actually is a full bullish candle because it has no tail from the bottom or the top. So let us see if we can take a paper thread. Let's see. We can take a paper thread. Interesting on the 1 minute. That is definitely interesting. Okay. Because it came into this breakup structure on the 5 minutes. So, because there wasn't a breakup structure here. So maybe it needed more push. Needed more push to go back up. So, we'll see how this candle finishes in 1 minute. That's why we're just patient. Let's go back to gold for a bit. See, gold went up. It's coming down. Oh. Break of structure again. See, this was no break of structure. Might just be coming into the break of structure, or it could be coming in for a reversal to go back up to the upside. Let's see if we can get some tunes on, some music on while we are painting. Ooh, look at that. It might be going up. Might just be going up, guys. Ooh, look at that. Let's see something. Came down here, but it's still in a 15-minute box, right? Yeah, that's why. Let's see. Does it make the break of structure happen? or is it going to need a little bit more power to go to the upside? That is what we are going to have to see in a moment. Let's move this up so it's a bit more visible. Move it up so it is a bit more visible for you guys. Yeah. Liquidated all of those buyers. Just doesn't seem to be breaking this area. Did do that. Did do that. Right. Go back right into the chalk. Oof. Went right perfectly into the chalk. Hey, we missed it, guys. Oh no, we missed it. Here we get in now. Let's see. Let's see if there's a point for us to get in. So I could go up to here. Go to here. Boom. Because we were late. But as you see here, okay, even though we're late, it's fine. As you can see here on the 1 minute, even though I don't trust the 1 minute, the 5 minute hasn't occurred yet. So my rules are to stick with the higher time frames change of character. So what I feel like it's going to do, it is interesting. Let's see the reaction after 1 minute. I feel because the break of structure happened here, it was coming to get in more orders to go back to the upside. But let us see if that is the case. Because it is in a uptrend. Higher high, lower high, higher high. And then it did not make a lower low. So it has, I mean, yes, it hasn't made higher low. Wait, there is the 5 minute change of character. Interesting. So this 5 minute change of character is happening right now. So in that case, see, it did go straight through. 1 minute did it. Went up to. Let's see what it is it doing. All the USDJPY. 5 minutes. Okay, so okay. Dum, dum, dum. Because obviously it broke the previous structure. Now that is why it is causing a change of character. Wow. That is one bearish candle. One very bearish candle. Yeesh. Let's see. Okay. Dude, that's intense. Let's see if this is going to work now. Is it going this way? To wait for the end of this candle to make a decision on USDJPY. Wow, look at that. Interesting. Let's test something out. Let's test it out. Positions. All right, my XOD is now in it. Let's see if I made the right decision. I did not make the right decision. Yes, we shall see if tonight I have made the right decision. I did not do that yet. Let me just see something. What's gonna happen? I think I must cancel the order. Okay, we are in a long for gold, and now we are seeing a little bit of profit. A little bit.
What happened to the music? Let's get some jams on. What happened to the music? Huh? 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 Huh?
I got in right there. It would have come back to exactly where I thought it was coming back to. Hmm. Hmm. Just decreasing my risk a little bit. The life of a trader, to be patient. Is this going to stop me out, or is this just a pullback? We will have to see. We will have to see if that is what it is. Yup, 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 ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Doom, 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 doom. Let's see what happened with USDJPY. Well, look at that. It came up here where I thought it would come, and it's back down here. Interesting. Thought it was going to go back up there to go down there. That is what. That's why I like JPY. I use the JPY because its market structure is so. How can I say? It makes so much sense. So basically, right? Okay. So now let me explain. We had the first. Okay, let's start with the 5 minutes because I only have 5 minutes, right? So we had the orb, right? Okay. Then the orb was in this area, and there was this huge fair value gap before this candle. Indeed. Okay. So what does that mean? What does that basically mean, right? So that means there was a huge sell-off for USDJPY, right? Now, because there's such a huge sell-off, sometimes orders in the market get missed. So what does it do? Buyers come back, especially people with lots and lots of money. They come back and they're like, oh, but my order got missed. We need to get those orders in so I can get back into the market, right? So what does it do? It goes back up to collect the rest and the remaining orders of the sell. All right. So that's why there was a change of character and it went back up, okay, so that it could go back into the direction that it wanted to go. So that's why I said initially, let me buy because I was going to buy until around this area, right? And then have a sell off over here, okay? Because why? We are still in a downtrend on the 15-minute, okay? So now this has not yet caused a break of structure. If this candle were to, the candle, not the wick, the candle were to close below this candle, that would have been seen as a break of structure. And why? What are we going back to? What did I say we would probably go back to? I said we would probably go back to this change of character before going up again. Okay. That is what I think. And that is from my analysis of the market, that is what I think would happen. Okay. So one chalk goes to another chalk. Okay. Especially, so this chalk was invalidated, right? Because it broke straight through and it hasn't revisited this chalk. It just broke through. So what does that tell us? That it went back into an uptrend. But now this huge chalk is going back into a downtrend. Okay. Initially, we were in a very, very high, uptrend. Okay. Now this is obviously moving sideways. Okay. So it is going from one chart to another, from one chart. So this could mean because it had a huge sell. It could be doing something like it keeps doing dub 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 to go up. So it could go dub 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 to go back up again, right? To carry on the uptrend, because that's what we notice with USDJPY. It goes dub 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 dub, and it can last in these for a long time. All right. So one chalk came into that chalk, actually liquidated that chalk to go back into this chalk. So what do we, because it's liquidating this, also we know that it is trying to go to the upside. Okay. So this came again. So remember, when you are looking for your change of characters, okay, you look for what is the incentive of the market. We are basically in an uptrend for the past. Look, if we look at the daily candles, okay, we look at the daily candles. We are in an uptrend, okay, and we have been in an uptrend. See, it's not as sideways when you look on the higher time frame as well. So then had a huge sell-off. What happened? Even on the very highest time frame, okay, it came back into the change of character area, okay, to go back down. to this area. Okay, so what you could have done is you could have placed a sell here, order limit here, at the exact same change of character area to have a next move, right? Then what do we have here? Again, we had a change of character. Okay, we had a change of character, came down. Then a new change of character. So this was when the market was going down for the 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 3 days. Okay, basically it was going in a downtrend. Okay, so you could have placed an, but that's why we look at the higher time frames, right? So this was a change of character. See, even in this one, look here, change of character. Where did it come back in? It came back in here. So sometimes it's going to come up all the way here to the demand zone, okay? But sometimes it's not going to come all the way up there. Okay, so you can see it came into this area before the push up. Did it come into this area? No, it didn't. It came into this area of supply. Okay. Then it carried on, went back on the uptrend. You see that it's in the uptrend. Where did it come? It would have said, hey guys, I'm coming back. But where did it come? It missed this one and came back into this change of character. But this, I'm guessing there was probably some news or something that caused this huge wick. See this huge rejection? You would have seen this huge rejection. You could have said, okay, that's a very big, huge rejection. Okay, and then you could have said, okay, so now it's trying to, because look, it did not make a new break of structure 1, 2, 3 times already. Okay, it had a huge candle. Did it come up? Yes, it did come up. As I said, it came up in the chalk and it went down. So you could have got, but then you don't know where you're going to put your stop loss, right? You're not going to put your stop loss right up here, right? When you go on a short, where's the short one? Okay, so you would put your stop like that, but can you put your stop loss here to then just get that? A 0.77? Of course not, right? You wouldn't do that. And obviously this is the aftermath of the market, right? So what you could have done is you could have made this area, you could have drawn a box, okay? This is the other strategy that I use. So the two main strategies, when I'm online streaming, I use the orb, okay? When I'm online streaming, I use the orb. But when I'm trading by myself, I'm looking at the charts by myself, I look at supply and demand areas because it comes into these areas often than not. So it moves from chalk to chalk, supply and demand to supply and demand. Okay, so you put it over here, you can say, okay, so this area as a chalk, this area, okay, this area also is where, look here, there is a gap. There's a huge gap. There's a gap here, right? So you could have said, in this area, this doesn't meet this candle. But look, also you could have said, in this area, there is a candle right there. So the wick of this, where the change of character happened, you could have taken that. And then you can also place another limit, but you've got to decide where your stop loss is going to be. But also this is saying, okay, my buyers are coming back in. This is giving you strength that the buyers are starting to be like, hey guys, we want to get back into the market. So you could have been like, okay, fine, then I'll be patient. You could have just been patient and seen. Okay, it comes into here. All right, in this area. You could have had your, so what I've seen a video where it says, where you think you're going to put your stop loss, put your limit order. So most of us, we would have put our stop loss at this week, right? But we would have gotten stopped out. So now, because I thought, okay, so well, it made a break of structure. So maybe I'll put my stop loss here. But instead of putting your stop loss here, that's where you put your entry. So instead of going for a short, or you go for a long, where's the long one? Where's the long one? Okay, so here, for example, you put your long like that, and you could have put your long like that. Hey, then you could have said, okay, I want a minimum of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, you know, depending on how you trade. And if you were a swing trader, you could have waited for that trade to play out. It would have been fine. It would have been something that worked, right? So let's go back and look at our gold trade. Okay, so what I'm thinking with this gold trade right now, okay, let's go back to the 15 minutes. Why I placed this trade, why I did, okay, is because why? It is giving us a little bit of a triangular flag, okay, and if we go back to the 1 minute, it had the change of character. But now, what did it do? Where did it go where it had the change of character? It went into the last break of structure area, okay? So, before that, we didn't go into the last break of structure, okay? So, it could now be changing character, and I made a mistake, and it's going to hit my stop loss, and I'm okay with that, because I made my decision, right? Or it could be that it was just going into the old break of structure to carry on going up. We will see. That's why we observe the markets. We see, have we made the right choice? Because the market is actually going up. All right. So see, it did fail. Then it came down to go down, down, down again. But we will see what is the incentive of the market. Maybe, as I said, there was a lot of buyers. They needed to fill their orders. So they came back in. Okay. Now it went into the break. It went into the last previous break of structure, which happened over here on the 5 minute. Also happened over there. You see, that's where the chop came in. Then a supply. See, there's no saying that. So what I've noticed is that even though it doesn't break structure on the first backup, it could break structure on the second one. All right, so that's what we also got to be careful. Don't automatically think that this now is automatically going to be a reverse of trend. Okay, think of it as this might be, hey, we just need to get more orders in so that we can push up. Because that's what happened a lot of the times where I think that, oh, okay, maybe this is going to change, and I've entered trades and I've gotten stopped out automatically. But I've also entered trades where I think it's going to go up and it does reverse on me. So that's why the market is never ever going to promise you any profit, So there might be days where, yes, you're profitable and you are correct with your decisions, and there are going to be days where, guess what? Your stop loss is going to be hit. So you got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared for those days where your take profit hits or your stop loss hits. And also detachment of money. Because sometimes we want to get into trades that we actually don't need to, like in my, when I've traded and stuff like that, I've taken trades where I was like, I actually don't need to take that trade, Okay, I could have said, no, I don't need to take that trade. I could have stayed out of that trade and I lost it. So vice versa, you go with your analysis, you take your trade, and if it's wrong, you learn from those mistakes. Okay, what did I do wrong? What could I have improved? So you make decisions on that sort of area. All right. So I think I'm just gonna let this play on for a little bit, and then we shall see. I might just leave it on and then play some games and then come back to it, because we have been online for quite some while now. I don't know. Because it is giving a lot of rejection at the top there, huh? But it didn't break through structure here. Didn't come back here, but it came back there. So maybe it is getting all the orders in before it does its final push up or push down. We are back. Just got myself some fruit. And nectarines. The best thing in the world. We need that energy push. Energy push, push, push. Ish. Lots of rejection. Yeah. And we're going to keep this trade 100% safe now. And put it right here. Confirm. Didn't move it. I don't move it. Confirm. Huh? Yeah, I cannot move it. Ah, now it's moving it today. I want you to move it up again. Okay, so see? Now, totally risk-free trade. I'll even walk out with 48 cents profit if I lose this trade. Let's see what is, because we've been looking at the 5 minute. What is the 1 minute we're doing? Ah, that makes sense now. Right. Now I'm going to move it right up because I feel like confirm. See, I slowly am trailing my stop loss, and I might get stopped out here, and that is okay with me because I have made my decision. Boom, I'm going to get stopped out. Hi. Did I not get stopped out? Wow, look at that. But I might get stopped out this time, but that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I got stopped out. And that is okay because I decided it is not time to take a rest. All right. So that is it for trading tonight, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned a couple of things. See, also what it might be doing now, it might just be going into the next one to go up through past, or it could be because I saw a lot of rejection, it might be failing again to come down. So that is it for tonight. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out for now.